Okay, hey Heinz, I am doing like a breakfast freezer cooker day. If you saw my video from yesterday, you saw where I got all that bacon. I've had eggs. I've been meaning to do a breakfast freezer cook for a while now. In fact, I've got some eggs that I'm having to boil because they need to be used like right now. So remember the sink float test? I did that, and these bobbed up about halfway. So that let me know, hey, I need to boil these. I'll eat them today, tonight. You know, I'll have it like with my lunch or whatever. These, I have still got the English muffins that I bought. Y'all missed that. Like I said, I lost my footage from my Aldi and Walmart haul. Don't know what happened to it, can't explain it. But I bought these and the Hawaiian bagels that Carol Beth had picked out. And I was looking at the day. I went ahead and shoved these, yeah, because they were $1 off. I shoved them in the freezer so they wouldn't go bad. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and make up Egg McMuffins with the English muffins, and then I'm going to do bagel breakfast sandwiches with the bagels. And I'm going to show y'all how to do them so they can go in your freezer. But yeah, I got my eggs going. I'm going to do some like over easy, and then I'm going to scramble up some, and I'm going to do half of the English muffins one way, half of them scrambled, half the bagels one way, and half scrambled. I'm going to do it like that. Carol Beth does not like fried egg per se. I'm kind of... Poor Hazel. I don't know if our TV is going out in the living room. If it does, you know what? We'll just live without a big TV. It ain't no big deal. It's only, it's a 45 inch, and I know lots of people have bigger ones. That is the biggest we've ever had, biggest we ever need. Uh-oh, I'm doing this so wrong. I'm trying to plug my camera up, and I'm using something that don't fit, Mama. Okay, so hold on. Let me go get my cord. I'm burning my eggs. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move this one over, that one over, and this one. Those I just have put on there. We're going to flip that one. Alright, let me go get my camera cord. I'll be right back. Oh, my eggs are boiling from my boiled egg. Uh-oh. What's it, Wally? I know! Mama's back in! Because Mama's crazy. And Mama can't find what she's looking for. Because Mama's nuts. Yes, ma'am. Mama is nuts. You know this. You know this. It ain't like it's news to you, is it? It ain't news to you. You already know Mama's crazy. Poor Hazel. But yeah, our TV, back to it. One of our remotes, we are notorious for going through remotes. Yeah, it hadn't died on me yet. But yeah, we are notorious for plowing through remotes. They get knocked over. Fletchy hands here. I will have it in my hand and I will drop it just as pretty as I'm holding it. There we go. We're charging now. I will drop it just as sure as I'm holding it. So, there's that. Then the cat, if Two gets mad, like if we leave, like when we go to church or something, or like yesterday we went to the doctor's office, he will, or if he wants your attention, he will knock crap off. Yes, ma'am, OFF off. he will knock stuff off the table where we keep the remotes. And stupid us, I never think about picking them up, you know, putting them up on like the console or whatever to make it where he can't get to them. Never occurs to me. Never occurs to me. I'm going to keep talking and scrambling. Well, now we're going to scramble some. Oh, my boiled eggs, they boiling. Hold on. Alright. Hey Google. Set a timer for 15 minutes. I know thank you. I know everybody does their boiled eggs different. I used to would wait until the water boiled to put my eggs in. And then I'd heard where no, you go ahead and put your eggs in, you start your water, when it starts to boil, turn it off, and then let it sit for like 12 minutes. Well, 12 minutes did okay. I like my boiled eggs. I don't want, yeah, I like them firm. You know what I mean? Not dried out, but firm. If I wanted them over easy, I would fry them. I love over easy fried eggs. I can't do that for my freezer ones. It just wouldn't work. You have to, if you're going to do them fried, you got to fry them. You can't have them running. They just don't do right. Whoa! You going for the hole. Don't go in that hole. Usually I put something under there, and today, of course, I did not. This is the real deal, y'all. Y'all seeing Mama crazy. Oh, I discovered I have not been taking my Prozac for about 4 days now. It's all fun and games till you forget one of your funny meds. You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. That could go in the incident report. Been off Prozac for 4 days. And like I said, I got offended when they first suggested I take it. I was like, I don't need none of that. Shoot, girl, I ain't that touched and crazy. No, Mama does real good on her Prozac. You hear me? Mama likes her Prozac, okay? I'm just going to kind of scramble these up. I'm going to go ahead and do, there's an 18 count. I'm going to do all of them, but maybe 4. Well, I might leave those. I'll leave 5, maybe. What, in a row of 6 and an 18 count? Yeah, it's a row of 6. I'm leaving 5. There we go. But anyway, I'm doing this, and I'm going to do those bagels and English muffins. I do not go ahead and put salt or pepper on any of them. Nobody saw that. We've got the 5-second rule in this household, and my countertop was clean when I started, okay? To those of y'all who are new here, hey, hon, how you doing? I am so tickled. We've got some new subscribers. Y'all in the family now, girl, like I said. Baby. Hey, if you come and you set your feet underneath my dining room table at least twice, and you have a meal with us, you are now one of our kids. You are either a son or a daughter. Guess what? Yes, ma'am. Our family has grown exponentially. I think some of y'all might have seen my Instagram, my Facebook feed about that. We have added Abby to our family now, and she is going to be getting married to Cameron November the 1st, and we are just tickled to death. Honey, he's a big old strapping boy. I mean, yes, ma'am. And then a lady from our church, her and her husband, I don't know how long they've been trying for a baby. A while. They have been trying for a hot minute. And she found out that she is pregnant. And her due date is the same days that Maddie is due with our grandson. And Ray found out yesterday that she is having a boy. Oh, I might not have should have used names. She might not wanted anybody to know. She told me in a message that they were going to figure out the gender. but then again, everybody knows not to tell me nothing because I can't keep no secret. It don't work like that. No. Once it's in Big Mama's head, it's in Big Mama's mouth, okay? I will go ahead and tell you. You know, Seinfeld, they used to talk about the vault. Mama ain't got no vault. I will tell you, if you ain't got nothing nice to say about somebody, come sit next to me on the pew at church. I am joking. I am joking. Did not mean that. Alright, so we've gotten our eggs done. And now I am just gonna, I don't know whether to, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my bread. And I'm gonna do my already made up sausage patties. I'll do those last or in the microwave. Alright, so I might need to turn this off or have y'all up while I'm separating. I gotta, yeah, I'll probably just pause y'all. I've got to separate these English muffins and separate the bagels. And I've got people calling me. So, I'll be back. Okay, real quick while I'm thinking about it. Okay, y'all know how I'm doing English muffins and bagels. You just toasting them, you put butter. I wish I would have buttered those others better, but you know what? We're good. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay? The reason why I do it in the order I do, I used to do it just willy-nilly. I might do my meat first. Guess what? Grease gets everywhere. You don't want grease on your bread. You want butter on your bread, but not grease. So I've learned, go ahead and do your eggs. Scrape all that off real good. Butter and do your breads, whatever bread, whether you're using bagels, English muffins. I even found some of my croissants that I had left in the freezer. Y'all missed, yeah, that was my Aldi haul. I got them because they were $1 off. Yeah. But I'm just taking out any kinds of breads that I can think of, and I'm doing them. And then I'll do my meat. That way that grease is on here last. So, there you go. It's better than soggy, greasy bread. Now, if I'm frying them, I kind of do it the other way. I will do my meat first, and then I'll fry or scramble my eggs in some of the grease, but only like if it's, excuse me, only if it's like good bacon grease. I don't do, I'm not one for sausage grease. I do not like sausage gravy. I am a southern girl, honey. I'm as southern as you can get. You hear me? I'm at that dirt road at the back end of 5 Mile Dirt Road Trailer Park. You hear me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, these are good. These are perfect right here. I like them with butter. Can you tell I like butter? Of course I do. Again, I'm that 5 Mile Dirt Road Trailer Park girl. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was proud of it, too. Proud of it. I told somebody the other day, my kid, oh, yep, my therapist, we were talking about entitled kids. Yes, you heard me. Honey, I can remember back when me and Bo Roten first got married. Things were tight. I mean, tight. You thought they were tight now. Honey, I do not know, looking back on it now, how we survived on $7.15 an hour. And it was me and him and Brian. You hear me? And then the girls came along, and it was still like maybe $8 an hour. We would have our power cut off for like 2 weeks. I am not kidding you. I am not kidding you. We would figure it out. We figured it out. Luckily, we were in that single wide that had no air anyway. Guess what? We lived outside for a while. We'd go outside right after breakfast, and we had a little camp tent thing set up for the kids to play in. Honey, they thought it was perfect. They thought they were in high cotton playing. And luckily, we were toward the end of summer. We were heading into winter, so that made it better. But yeah, I cannot tell you how many times, and I told my therapist this, one of our kids called and they were upset. Their cable was out for 2 hours. Oh, poor pitiful you. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, how are you going to survive? You ain't got cable? Oh, sweet Jesus. Let's all pray for you right now before you die, okay? Girl, honey, I can remember washing, and I think I've told y'all this before. I had 3 of them in cloth diapers or like cloth training pants. You hear me? And I would be washing stuff like that in the bathtub. Yes, ma'am. And if we didn't have laundry soap, guess what? Mama used shampoo. If we didn't have dish liquid, we would use shampoo to wash the dishes. If we didn't have shampoo to wash our hair, and we happen to have dish liquid, guess what we were washing our hair with? Dish liquid. We alternated. We made it work. We made do with what we had. We didn't go complaining to nobody. Wasn't nobody to complain to. Everybody was in the same situation we were. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Everybody was just as broke as we were. Everybody was floating on dreams like we were. Yes, ma'am. Good thing we at least had food in the ground. Do you hear me? And that's what we lived off of. If we didn't grow it, we didn't eat it. Yes, ma'am. We had to go digging in the dirt for our food. Do you hear me? Yes, ma'am. And our kids knew that. And at least up until, I don't know when they started getting entitled like they are. And I don't know who did it. It sure wasn't me and Bo. Honey, we can't afford to entitle nobody. You hear me? No ma'am. Becca's getting better. Becca is getting better. I do have to say I'm proud of her. I really, really am. I'm going to need more butter. Paula Dean says that too. Need some more butter. We need more butter, y'all. Yeah, let me get another stick of butter. It's always better with another stick of butter. I ain't going to need the whole stick. I just got like 2 more bagels to go. But anywho, you may do. Girl, you didn't complain to nobody because guess what? I can remember even when we had the farm, we were in that single wide trailer. Yes, ma'am. In that single wide trailer, rocking just as happy as frogs in mud. You hear me? You hear me? We were happy. We were broke, poor, didn't know it because we were happy. We had food. It might not have been what you wanted, but it worked out. And Linda and Jeff lived in the trailer next to ours, like when we had the farm. Our lots were real long. That's why I say a five-mile dirt road. We were 5 acres, and we were at the and they were long. And we were at the very back of those 5 acres. So that dirt road, you could not see our house from the road. You couldn't see their house from the road. But our house, because our lots were narrow, we could kind of see each other's house. And they rigged it up, her husband Jeff and Bo rigged it up where we did have fence, and they had horses, and sometimes we had cows, sometimes we had some goats, sometimes we had horses. It just depended. If somebody wanted to lease our middle plot to put their horses on, great, fine. We aren't using it right now. It'll keep the grass down. It will keep the good grass growing and the bad grass out. So yeah, come put your horses on our plot. You sure can. Be more than happy for you too, hon. Come on. But they were near about in the same position. And so if we were without lights and they had lights, we would get to, and they had air, we would go over there. And then wintertime, because, well, they had gas too, but if they couldn't afford the gas, they'd come over to our house during the winter, and we had the gas stove and gas heat. So our house was the winter house, and their house was the summer house. That's how we did it. And she would come over, and we were all for, well, I ain't got much spaghetti. Do you have any kind of pasta? And I'm like, well, yeah, I got a little bit. Come on. And we would get what was in her cabinet and what was in my cabinet, and we'd throw something together. Y'all were eating. It might not have been what you wanted, but you ate. Yeah. We'd go out, and I'd tell her, I'm like, all right, the squash are ready. If you want squash, or if y'all need squash, go out there and pick you some squash and green beans. And she's like, well, okay, well, do you need any milk? And I'm like, well, matter of fact, I might need like maybe a cup. So we would swap out that way. That, or like I said, we would pool our resources. And we might be eating at their house, we might be eating at our house, we might be eating at the picnic table outside. It just, you never know. You never know. And I never will forget, she was so excited. And I have not made that in a coon's age, girl. Now that I'm thinking about it, I am going to have to make that. She came up with a recipe because it was what she had in her cabinet. I ain't even lying. She had some canned chicken. She had enough rice to make like, I think it was maybe a cup of rice before it was cooked. So however that worked out, she threw the rice in a pot, she cooked it, she threw it in the skillet with the chicken. She had 1 can of corn and a little bit of barbecue sauce. And so she put water in that barbecue sauce, shook the crap out of it, added it in the corn. And honey, she was like, meet me at the door, meet me at the door. And I'm like, okay, why? You got to taste this. You just got to taste this. And that was how we would come up with a lot of our recipes, baby. Honey, it was what we had. But let me tell you, I knew why she was excited for me to get to the door and meet her with that. You want to talk about good, honey. And she's like, tell you what, do you have rice, a can of chicken, or any kind of chicken, and barbecue sauce and a can of corn? And it worked out. I had exactly those ingredients. Hers wasn't quite enough to feed her family. It was her husband, their teenage daughter, and then their little boy was like Brian's age. Carol Beth's age. I'm just putting my sausage on now. Carol Beth's age. And so hers wasn't enough for her family, and I didn't have enough ingredients for our family. But you know what? When you put it together, and then you added some veggies that we would either have Elizabeth, her teenage daughter, go out and pick, or we had picked that morning. They would grow garden, we would grow a garden. If hers was coming in, great. We would get off theirs. If ours was coming in, great. We'd get off ours. You know, like our squash are ready now, come get you some squash. And then later, whenever their squash, come over and get your squash. And I'm like, okay. And that's just That's just how we did back then. People nowadays don't do that crap. And that's why they complain, I don't have cable for 2 hours. Baby, let me tell you, you don't need cable. It's called the great outdoors. It's called God will feed you. If you work for it. If you work for it. He ain't never let nobody go hungry if they farm. Even if the farm didn't work out, friends would find out your crop didn't make. And honey, you'd open up your front door and there would be a basket of vegetables. I kid you not. I cannot tell you how many times we opened up our front door and there were bags of vegetables. Yes, ma'am. I kid you not. And then we were blessed, so we got to leave bags of vegetables with people. It all worked out. Oh, to have those days back. Do y'all remember times like that? Anyhow, I don't know how I got off on that subject. And here we are making breakfast sandwiches. But that's just how we did. Okay, let's see where we are in this breakfast making. I've got my patties. I didn't even count them out. I have no clue. What? 4, 3, I got 12. And I think I had 11 breads. And I think I can take a croissant. I have not had breakfast yet. I promised Carol Beth like a breakfast lunch. So I am going to take, since I've got an extra, I'm going to take one of these croissants. I dug them out. I debated about using them with breakfast stuff. But I've got 2 little things of chicken salad that I need to use in there. The little individual cups. I just got to where I do it that way. I know it costs more, and I know I can make me some. And I probably am going to wind up having to make some. But it was just, it's so convenient. And I'm the only one that eats it. So if I bought the bigger container, which would be cheaper than the individual. Let me get this. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I've set me up an assembly line. And I'm going to explain how you can do them and wrap them up where they're individually in your freezer, frozen. And you can just take out what you want and pop them in the microwave for 1 minute. We've got a pretty strong microwave, so it might not even take a minute. But you're gonna need Scott towel and foil. Carol Beth, what did you think?
It was good.
It was good, wasn't it? Did you have a bagel first?
Yeah.
And then you had an English muffin?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
It was good. We hadn't had these in forever. It's been a long time, hadn't it, baby?
Yup.
So, I know this needs to be on our monthly rotation now. Usually in the mornings, I am either dragging and cannot get my act rolling to make breakfast. And I'll promise, baby girl, I'll tell her, oh yeah, I'm going to make a so-and-so in the morning, don't I, honey?
Yeah.
And then in the morning, what does Mama do? She don't do it, does she?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm preparing ahead of time like I used to do. Used to do this all the time when we homeschooled. Because they were of their own accord. And
that's when you started getting sick.
Yeah, that's when I started getting sick. And so they could get up and just take one. Bo loves them. I mean, he loves them. And so he's going to be so excited when I tell him I've made some up. But yeah, I had a croissant with some on it. She's had a bagel and then an English muffin with some. So I'm just going to start grabbing. I'm having to grabbing bagels right now. And I honestly cannot tell. Okay, that's maybe a top and bottom. And that's maybe a top and bottom. I don't know. Does it matter? Does it really matter? I don't think it really matters. I really, I don't think it really matters. All right, so I'm going to put me a sausage. We're going to do some scrambled egg on this one. Oh, shoot. Millie! Oh, never mind, Millie. Hazel got it. Here. Millie Jane, here you go, baby. That baby loves some eggs. Ooh, that baby loves her some eggs. And yes, I did that and I didn't wash my hands. Yeah, you ain't eating it. Ain't that right, Kirby?
Uh-huh.
If we worried about dog germs, what? They can kiss it, huh?
Yup.
Say hi. She loves egg. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Is that good? Is that good? Oh my goodness. Yes, that's good protein.
We're gonna get this baby fattened up somehow.
Yes, we're gonna fatten her up. Ain't nothing around here can be skinny.
Well, except Brian.
Well, yeah.
But when he was at
Hey,
home.
his is gonna catch up with him. He's fat in 5 years. He will be 40. Guarantee you, he gonna be fat. I did wash my hands. I did. Okay, let's get back to assembling. All right, there we go. I've done sausage, some scrambled eggs. I'm either gonna have to scramble up a few more, or I'm not quite sure what I need to do. Okay, there's my cheese. Cover it up. You are gonna take and you are gonna wrap it up in a Scott towel, like so. She's having a hard time getting them out. And just make sure to kind of fold everything in. Flip it over. And usually I will freeze mine before wrapping them. I think you can go ahead and just do them this way. It's been forever since I've done them. Maybe I need to look at my instructions. Hold on. Okay, I found it in my freezer cooking manual. I think I've shown y'all the link to this before. Here's the title and the author. Go to thrift books and see if they have any. It's so much cheaper doing it through thrift books. And it is, when was it like actually in print? This is the third edition. Okay, the first edition was printed in 1996. I thought it was later than that because it kind of looked 80s. But here's the breakfast McMuffins. And I've gotten to where, hold on. I've made them so much, I remember, like, do your bread, do your egg, do your meat. I went ahead and just used the sausage patties. I have not gotten to my bacon yet. And I know next month I am going to stock up. I am going to buy a large quantity of English muffins and a large quantity of bagels. And this is back when we had all the kids at home. And like I said, we were homeschooling. So they could just kind of grab breakfast as they needed. FATMAN would grab one or two, take to work. He might eat one away and then heat one up later when he, got like 10 or so. And it just worked out great for that. And I always made sure I had plenty. I mean, I would put easy 60 to 90 sandwiches together. Yeah, for the freezers. Yeah. So, but you're talking for 5 people. So, it's not like you could grab one every day. But it was better than nothing. So for just us, yeah, that would do plenty. Plenty. But yeah, it tells you, like, if you want to do a dozen, or, you need however many you're doing. You just do your quantities like that. And it says, you know, you can use pre-cooked bacon slices, ham slices. I've done that before. Your sausage patties. And you can scramble fried or poached eggs, your cheese slices. Okay, so freezing and serving directions. Wrap individually, label, and freeze. To serve, place foiled wrap biscuit in oven and warm for 400 for 20 minutes, or unwrap and rewrap in damp paper towel and microwave a few minutes. What we would do, and that's what I thought. This is what I thought had happened. I wrapped it up in my paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up in the foil. I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to put them on. Hey, baby.
I was supposed to hide the camera.
Oh, what was it?
Hi.
Oh, hi. That's how I care about hi.
Open.
Oh,
Millie.
Millie Jane, she's down there. Let's see if I can tilt it. Hey, Millie Jane. Oh, Millie Jane. She's like, that's that lady that gave me them eggs. That's that lady that gave me them eggs. She just a sniffing looking for them too. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it, because you do leave it in the foil. Not the foil, sweet Jesus Johannes. Okay, think, girl, think. You ain't crazy. Well, you are. It's okay. All right, I've wrapped it up in my paper towel. I'm going to do the open side down. Wrap it up in my foil. Don't squish it, but get it like real good, because you don't want freezer burn. You're going to tuck, and you're going to tuck, and then you're going to close. And you're just kind of close it up real tight like that. Now I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet. Oh, excuse me. That was my egg. I'm going to put them on a cookie sheet and freeze them. Once I get them frozen, I'm going to put them in Ziploc bags, just as they fit, because you don't want. I did at one point in time. I was crazy when I first started making them, and I froze them, and I just left them in there. Well, they were floating around in that freezer all willy-nilly free, you know. It's all fun and games till you're cleaning out your freezer like a year later and you find one. Yeah. No. No. So, I'm going to take, whoever gave me my Curtis Stone pen what? I'm trying to think. Was it Doris? No. Who was it? Y'all, Curtis Stone cookware. I don't remember where she got them. I don't even remember exactly who got them for me. I love these. I want to say I'm going on, what, year 5 maybe? How long ago did y'all? And yes, I've got the instructions taped to the inside of my cabinet. They're taped. They're there. Ask me if I read and follow them. No. But we're going to take your sandwich, going to put it on here like that, and we are going to freeze. I'm going to stick this whole cookie sheet of them in the freezer, and then I'll explain what we do whenever we're ready to eat some. So let's get this assembly line going. Okay, Hans, I've got them all wrapped. And let's see if we charged it. Yeah, we've charged enough. Thank goodness. Now you can tell by the size, roughly. These are the bagels because they're bigger. And then these are the English muffins. And it worked out I had just enough fried eggs and scrambled eggs. This is what I've got left. And I'm going to get that probably to Doris. Bless her heart. She's our oldest one, and she's a senior. And she's getting slower and slower. And I know our days are numbered. And it's going to come down to like when we had to have Foxy put down. But Doris isn't there yet. We're not there quite yet. I've already told the vet, let us know, when she's in pain, that medicine just can't work no more. And we'll do the right thing by her. She has blessed us so many years. So we thought we were saving her. She saved us. We got her after my Cece passed away. And we heard about her story. I think I've told y'all. She was used as a bait dog. When they found her mouth tied shut with shoestrings. And they were able to untie her. She was nothing but bone. They had ground down some of her teeth so she couldn't fight back. She had scars all over her, and she was scared to death. They had used her as a bait dog. If you don't know what a bait dog is, it's where ignorant, stupid people that need to just go straight on to hell. Excuse me for saying, but they need to go straight on to hell. They use those dogs, and they will throw them at pit bulls to teach the pit bulls how to fight. And I cannot believe stupid people that know to go to hell would do that to a dog. And so we thought we were saving Doris. No. She saved us. She saved me. Because Cece was Cece was like a tumor. She was stuck to me, okay? And I was stuck to her. Anywho, back to breakfast muffins. Let's not cry. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this today. Whether we've had no Prozac or not, we're not going to go down this road. Anywho, I pulled this off. I think some of y'all, it was on some of my footage where I pulled some of that dried. If you let your eggs fry too long on one side, they'll get like that scaly stuff, It's just from where the egg fried too much. And it can be tough. And so I discovered that when I was eating mine. I pulled that part off. I think I hear one of my babies outside wanting in now. Doris! Doris! Come on, Doris. Look at her. She is out there. She loves outside. She is laying on the steps to Batman's shop. He's not here, baby. Doris. She'll usually, that's where she goes. If he is home and he has that open, she will go in there. And so, like I said, she's getting older. She's getting confused. Doris! Come on, baby. He's not home. Yeah, I'm going to have to go get her. I'll be right back. Let me go get this baby. Okay. I'm trying to get y'all fixed where I can do this. Here's Miss Doris. Look at her face, how white. She was confused. She thought Batman was out there. So I had to go get her off the steps. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Let me go put her on her spot on the couch. Okay, I got her on her spot on the couch. She's gotten to wear, let's bring y'all down some. I'm not that tall. All right, there we go. She lies laying up there, but she can't get up and down. We've even tried pet steps. No go. So, but anywho, Doris, yes, she's fine. I got her in her spot. She's good. She ate her egg. She loved it. So there you go. I've got a cooling off in there. But you wrap them up. They are wrapped up in the Scott towel. You saw me doing that. And I've learned how to wrap things, round things in paper towel and foil really well. You kind of go around and you're folding each end in as you go. Almost like if you were making a pinwheel, okay? You know, you made the little paper pinwheels. You're kind of doing the same thing, but you're taking that sticky out part and folding it all the way in. Swap, you know, just turn just a little bit, fold in. Turn just a little bit, fold in. Now, I'm going to freeze these just like this. Now, I will, because I can tell, bagels from English muffins. I'm going to put all the bagels in one and mark it bagels. And I'm going to put all the English muffins in one, put English muffins. And they're going to be frozen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze them on this cookie sheet just like this individually. And then once they're frozen, I will bag them up. Now, when you get ready to eat one, say if I want an English muffin one, I'm going to open up that bag. I'm going to take one out. You do not have to thaw it out. I know what the directions said, but Big Mama's telling you another way, okay? You do not have to thaw it out. Take the foil off. You will need to take it out for just a little bit just to get the foil off, because that foil is going to stick to that Scott towel just a little bit. So you want to make sure all the foil's off. Do not take off the Scott towel. You know how the rest of the directions said wrap in a damp paper towel? Well, because it's frozen, once it starts thawing and cooking, well, not really cooking, but getting hot, once it starts heating up, that frozen Scott towel is going to become damp. So you do not have to unwrap it and then dampen a paper towel and use another one. I know I read those directions somewhere, but it wasn't in that book. Ain't no telling where I read those instructions. My hair is falling out, like falling out. I don't know why. I'm still taking my hormones. I'm taking, yeah, it is just, girl. Mama gonna have to go get her a hairnet. Anywho, we will put ours, just stick that paper towel in there with your sandwich in it. You can put it on a paper plate if you want to, you know. Usually 1 minute, or what we'll do is 30 seconds. Flip it over, do it 30 more seconds. And that usually gets them. I know breakfast burritos. You essentially do the exact same thing that you do with the muffins and the bagels with tortillas. And you roll them up. You wrap them in paper towel. You wrap them in foil. You freeze them. Then you put them in a bag. And that morning you want a breakfast burrito, you take one out, take the foil off, put it in a paper towel in the microwave, and they might be 30 seconds. I don't remember. Do it like for 15 and then roll it over and 15 more. If it's still cold, then roll it over and do 15 more. You know, because you don't want it soggy. You do not want it hard. Ugh. Okay. But that's how you do them when you do them. So I'm going to get these in the freezer. And now, next, we're going to move on to all that meat that I bought. This is the next day. This is that Friday. Where you saw my fresh value. No. This is not Friday. I apologize. Today is Thursday. Y'all will probably see this Friday. Hey, hon, how you doing? How's your mama in there doing? Y'all doing all right? We're doing all right. This is mainly going to be just me running my pie hole. Per usual. I'm going to put these in the freezer. and we're going to grab some meat to do. Or, well, no, I'm going to sit down for about 10 minutes, drink some water, and kind of rest my legs because they're starting to hurt. So, I will be back. I promise. Okay, I've done up my hamburger meat. I'm leaving this over here. I'm going to do up 2 meatloaves. I know, it's just 3 pounds of meat. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. I'm going to bag these up. Let me wash my hands again. I've already washed them. I'm going to wash them again. Yeah, when I'm doing meat, I do not play with the dog. I do not do nothing. I get my apron on. We are sanitized. Do you hear me? Sanitized. I used to have to, when we would butcher our chickens, I'd be the one butchering the chickens. Yeah, FATMAN couldn't do it, bless his heart. He had a weak stomach. He had a weak stomach for stuff like that. So I am going to, oh, that's a little bag. We're going to put these breakfast sandwiches, like I said, I'm just going to throw them in a bigger bag. These are the bagels. Sometimes I will keep like the bagel bag that it came in and do that. But I digress. I did not do that this time. Ooh, and I need to get some 2-gallon bags. Girl. We'd be screaming over here. Okay, that fit. I'm not worried about air being in it. A, they probably won't be in there that long. 2, they're wrapped up really, really well. And if I was trying to squeeze all the air out of that one, let's just say it probably wouldn't fit. I don't want to smush them, you know what I'm saying? And these are the English muffins we had left. Like I said, we hit it and got it this morning when I was cooking. That became lunch. And it was, I'm like your Beth, that was delicious. It has been forever since I've made these. So, we're going to go ahead and get these back in the freezer. Yes, took my hamburger meat out. It was still partially frozen. It does not bother me. I know you're going to say, once it's frozen, you don't unfreeze it and then refreeze it. Baby, I've been on this earth 57 years. I have been packing up beef and chicken for the last 40, yeah, 17. So yeah, 40 years. I've done it, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, made the bumper sticker, the whole 9 yards. You hear me? It ain't nothing but a thing. Especially if you only thaw halfway. I'm going to get these in the freezer So this is 6 pounds. Remember, I've used 2 of my tubes. They're 3 pounds each. This is 6 pounds. I am seriously debating on getting more hamburger meat for $2.99 a pound. I'm debating about going and getting some more. Yeah. I said what I said, okay? But I'm going to freeze these. Then I'm going to show you how to do my meatloaves and get them ready for the freezer. Okay, here I was talking. I guess I didn't have it recording the whole time. I'm getting ready to do my meatloaves. I put my meat in here. I had 1 of those meatloaf packets that I got from Darlene's Discount. Need to make another run, girl. Need to make another run. Ladies from church want to go with. So, soup and onion mix. I only have 1 packet of meatloaf seasoning. I am going to use... I've shown how to do my meatloaves before. And I have gone ahead and pre-cooked them before. I'm not going to do that this time. We are going to go ahead and all my rings, bracelets, everything off. And we're just going to start mixing this up. Yeah, see, this is still somewhat frozen as well. It's okay. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Alright. So we're just going to fold all this in. And yes, that 1 season packet was expired per se, but I'm sure we've all used some expired spices in our life. It's just going to make it a little bit spicy. Technically, they say they don't really ever go bad. They just lose their stoutness. But it's a meatloaf, so it's going to be okay. Alright. If I had like chia seeds or flax seeds, my people that tell me to do those for my protein and all, I would be adding that to this. Definitely. But I don't have any. So, I've added stuff like that to it before though. Okay, so we're going to make us a ball. I hear Millie Jane. She's wanting in Carol Beth's room. Or Carol Beth's in the bathroom and she's wanting in there with her. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to just divide it in half. It might be equal. I don't know. It don't matter. It's fine. See, I got one of these flimsy meatloaf pans. Alright, there's some seasoning that didn't get mixed in. We are going to make it kind of thin. Thin and long. That looks like a wad of seasoning right there. But you know what? This crap is cold. It's freezing my fingers. So we're going to go with what we got. Oh yeah, it really isn't mixed in right there. So we're going to give it a good mush. Get that all mashed in. We are going to go ahead and make them into our loaves. Now you can go ahead and pre-cook them. I've done them that way. If you've got the time and you feel like it, you can. Or you can just do it like this. Freeze it. Once it's frozen, because you want to do them individual, I'm going to pop them in the freezer just like this. Okay? Get them frozen, and then I'll bring them out, wrap them up, and then wrap them in foil and freeze them. Okay? I'll put them in Ziploc bags. Just like I did the breakfast sandwiches. Okay? So let me wash my hands. And Amy from Louisiana, my saying, "Honey, I'm like you. this blueberry Miss Myers stuff doesn't really smell like, yeah, it don't really smell like blueberries. Blueberries, I can't even say it. Look at me. Maybe that's why I can't smell it. Maybe you can't smell things you can't say. Anywho, but it smells good. Unlike hers, does not. If you get the blueberry scent and you're disappointed that it's not blueberry scented, me and Amy both agree that it does not smell like what, but it does smell good. Yeah, if you see bubbles going by, that's me. I'm over here making bubbles. It'll be alright. I'm getting my hands really, really washed good. Like really good. Underneath the nails, really. Okay. Yeah, bubbles. Alright, so let me go put this in the freezer, and I am going to come back with probably bacon. I'm just going to keep my little trash bin going. Rachel Ray would be proud. Okay. Oh, I had y'all still on. I'm just going to date these bags and I'll be back. Okay. I opened up my bacon and I am impressed, to say the least. I'm going to move this box. My kitchen is a disaster. Girl, I got everywhere. It's just everywhere, okay? It's clean though. I bleach. But it's almost like it's already in pounds. But we don't eat a pound worth of bacon at a time. I will use bacon for my 7-layer casserole. Yes, please, thank you. We call it the trifecta. If I ever have bacon, corn, and yeah, at the same time, that's trifecta, because then I can make 7-layer casserole. Yes, you heard it here. I'm going to fold it in half. No, fold it or cut it. I can cut it in half. I'm just going to freeze like maybe, I've got 4 pounds, so I've made me up 8 bags, and that's how I'm going to do it. So I am going to cut it and put it in these little quart bags. It will be fine. Trust me, it will be eaten. This way too, it will be the perfect size to lay in my casserole pan. And if I want to just do some bacon bits for something, or do BLTs, a half a slice will still cook up. And you can use more than, you know, half that slice. If I say I'm going to make 8 actual BLTs, girl, I'll pull 2 of these bags out. You hear me? Yes, ma'am. We'll use a full pound then. But for right now, yeah, I think I'm going to just do it in half pounds. Yeah, let's do it that way. I could have put more in that one, but oh well. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to cut that bacon. That's what you're going to do. So, I've got my kitchen scissors. Always, and this is not my favorite pair. I need my favorite pair washed up. I used them to open up those packs of ground beef. Alright, this going in the bags. And that's just all I'm going to do is just bag it up like that. I could use gallon size bag and do it by a whole pound. But like I said, we don't eat a whole pound at one time. So this will get us. So let me get this all packaged up, all 8 bags. And I'll be back. And then we just got pork chops to do. Yay! Okay, this proves all my brain cells don't quite work right. Remember how I was pulling out or trying to pull half of a pound off of the pound? Dumb me. You're going to cut it in half anyway. Cut the pound in half. And that way you know you... Because look, now I'm looking at that ain't no pound of bacon. This is half a pound of bacon. Okay? And it turned out pretty too. Look. I like the fat part. I mean, there are some people that want all the lean. Now the lean, yes ma'am. And see, this is another reason why I like half pieces. You gonna cook you up some greens. You gonna cook you up some squashes. In fact, I'm cooking squash tonight. There you go. I'm gonna leave some of this out. Yes, ma'am. For your seasonings, if you do not have ham hock, if you do not have access to ham hock or belly fat or salt pork, any of those, okay? I do not do pig knuckle. Like I said, if it had a job, Mama don't do it. Pig knuckle, it had a job. It helped that pig walk. I've seen what that pig walks in. No, thank you. Okay? Anywho's, I'm going to freeze it. Like I said, I'm going to leave one out. I'm going to leave one out. Because I'm going to be doing that squash. Yes, ma'am. So, we have got our 8 packages of bacon. I'm going to do them back and forth like that. Yeah, that's how I need to do them. So they'll stack better maybe. Then again, maybe not. It is what it is, girl. Alright, I'm going to get this in the freezer. Mama's running out of freezer space. Maybe I shouldn't go get more hamburger meat. I don't know where I'd put it. I could make room. Girl, I could make room. You hear me? I'm dreaming. We need to get ahead first though. Hold on, wash my hands. And this is going to be a good wash. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a fart and you smell like one too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a fart and you smell like one too. Okay. Yes, I said the word fart in my birthday song, 'cause I ain't singing to nobody. Yeah. I gotta remember Teresa's birthday, one of our daughters. I know, our family's getting full, ain't it? I'm so excited. I've dreamed of a huge family. If you saw my Facebook post, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yes, ma'am. I'll have some kids in one photo. Beck and Joseph have never made it into a photo. Girl, send me a picture of you two so I can snap you in. Okay? Yeah. Now your mama's gonna know whether you watch YouTube or not. Okay, So I am going to do some stewed squash. So leave out that bacon. Now we are going to manhandle some pork chops. This is my list. This was my goal list when I got up this morning. Yeah, the one morning I could sleep late. I crawl out of bed at 6:45, pretty as a peach. Yesterday I needed to roll out about 6:45, and I was dragging. You hear me? I reset my alarm. Yeah, and I was dragging. But this morning I had nowhere I had to go. Ain't that the way? Alright, make egg McMuffins. We're going to do you like this. I hate that I can't talk to y'all and see ya and do my crap at the same time. What do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to in production about that? Alright, so we made egg McMuffins. I have packed the ground beef, the bacon, I do need to check next to him at Sam's to see if it's cheaper than $12.50 for a month. Supper, we're having pork chops, hoe cakes, sweet taters, and stewed squash and onion. So let's get these pork chops done, and I'm gonna leave out some for supper. That's why I did that. I was thinking ahead, y'all. Thinking ahead. I know. I'm surprised too. Sometimes I amaze myself. So let's go get these pork chops and see what we're dealing with. Okay, hon, I'm back. I've lowered it down some, but I'm fixing to have to raise y'all right back up. I am doing my pork chops. I was trying to have my tunes in my head and talk to you. I can't do that. I can't. No. I got enough voices in my head right now. I don't need music. Okay. And that man did come home early from work. He told me, he said, you don't see me. And I'm like, I don't see nothing. Ooh, I better not say this on camera. Somebody at work might watch. Nobody came home. And nobody brought me my Prozac. And Mama took one. So she's starting to, yeah, it'll probably take a couple days before it really and truly kicks in. It ain't doing nothing right now, I can go ahead and tell you. But, yes, at least we got it started. Like I said, it's all fun and games till you get off the Prozac for about 4 or 5 days. I'm just saying. Hey, hon, how y'all doing? Yeah. I might make cups. I made this one. Oh, I've got different sayings. I still cannot find, and I know it was some of my high schoolers when I was still subbing that took my therapy psych meds and Jesus cup. Because everybody wanted a picture of that one. So, any hoozles. For the pork chops, I did have gallons Ziploc bags out. I put them back. I got to thinking about, I do have a vacuum sealer. I do. See, proof. And I've ordered like a big case of bags. And I do use them for like long-term important things like AKA meat. If I was doing chicken for long-term, I will plow through that hamburger meat before I need to use something like this. Okay? We will. I know I will. Okay, so I am going to take, do not let the bag into the opening, otherwise the roll bag cannot be taken out without damaging the box. What did I just do? I let the bag fall down in there. I sure did. Look at what I done did. I done did it now, boo. Wait a minute. If my fat fingers, but they match everything else. Everything else I got is fat, so it would look weird if I didn't have fat fingers. Who was it King Charles III? He has what they call sausage fingers. Have y'all ever seen that man's fingers? Good Lord, what is wrong with him? He needs a doctor for that, girl. I ain't even kidding you. Right, I'm probably messing up like big time. I probably cut way too much. We're gonna find out with this first go round. We gonna find out. All right, all we gotta do is seal our bottom. Seal your bottoms. So usually what I'll do is I'll seal. And then to make sure, see, it's sealed right there. I'm going to come down a little bit more and I'm going to seal it one more time to make sure that I've got a good seal in place. Okay, see I've got two seals now. That's how we do that. What I want to do is go ahead and back up some. Oh, y'all need to be, how do we need to do this? We need to go higher, higher and higher, baby. Okay. How's that? That good? We getting everything? Yeah, we're getting everything. Okay. I was confused. I didn't see my little record thing. Oh, these are thin. Well, some, yeah, these are, oh wow. These are thin. I am not as impressed with this as I am the bacon and the hamburger. Yeah, no, these are like breakfast pork chops. I wish I would have known this. See, I should have opened, yeah. See how thin? Yeah, it ain't gonna take 2 seconds to cook these bubbies. I'm gonna have to use 2 or 3 to make one pork chop. That's why they were miscut. They weren't cut at all. They were like smished to smithereens. Well, now wait a minute. I'm getting further into the box on this side and they're getting thicker. Well, I said they were. They're still thin. I'm not even counting. I'm just putting some in. What? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lay them straight. Let's do 12. That would be 4 apiece. Yeah, some of them are, yeah. I wouldn't even call it miscut. I mean, really, really, that could be used for seasoning, okay? I'm not even, yeah, we are not even going to fool with that. I'm going to give that to one of the dogs. Hey, Dad. Hey. What was that, 8? Now, see, there's a thick, well, no, he's got a little one tucked to his butt. Okay, we're going to do it this way. All right. We're going to put our seal down in there. We're going to vacuum. See, you can tell if it's vacuuming, it will start sucking. And it irritates me. Sometimes I'll try and try and try and try, and it will not vacuum. And then I have to stop and try again before it seals. But that one sucked. Just suck. Okay, now the same kind of thing. I'm just going to, I sealed it. Now I'm going to come down a little bit lower and we're going to seal there. I always double seal. Always. See? Now that's, oh, I am disappointed in these pork chops. Girl. Well, I'm glad I didn't do my bag long. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Well, it won't ever take long for them to thaw out, will it? Start putting these in this box I've got over here. Okay, that was one seal. We're going to scooch down and do our double seal. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what is the point in that? What is the point? What is the point in that? Lunch meat is thicker than that. Uh-oh. And I was so proud of my pork chops for $9. $9.99, excuse me. Let's go ahead and call it what it is, 10. $10.09 technically. Because 10% added on. $9.99 is going to be 9 cents. So that's $10.09. Yeah, we're going to go with that anyway. I'm disappointed in my pork chops. Okay. They're so little. That, look how thin. Wait a minute. That was considered a pork chop.
That's like lunch meat.
Thank you. That's what I said. Millie Jane. It's not going to hurt her. It has no spices. Woo! She swallowed that down. Okay, we're getting to some thicker. That's a little bit better. It's not like lunch meat. So, we're getting there. Slowly. So let me do this. I am just disgusted. And I will be back. Okay, real quick before I forget. When you're using a vacuum sealer, because I am doing, this is how we'd put up like our, if we had chicken that I'd butchered, or if we had a hog that somebody had traded us some beef for. I mean, you know, things that I'd, you know. You've got to wait and let the machine cool down sometimes, because it will melt your seam. That's all fun and games till you try pulling it out of the freezer and it's freezer burned, and then you look and you, oh cry up. It was broken. So I had to let her cool down. But I do have some good news to report. As I've gotten about halfway to the box, they have started getting thicker. Thicker. Yes. So, it was just the tops maybe. We're praying. I do see some over here on this side that are still thin. It's okay. It's okay. We'll have meat. And, like I was talking about the bacon you can use for like seasonings. These little thin pieces like this, I'm going to tear the bones off. I can put this, oh Jesus, I can put this in my squash to season it. So, there you go. Like I said, sorry about the hair that was on there. I guess I need to go put some underwear on my head. That's what Polly Dean said she did at first. Because she couldn't afford hair net, so she used underwear. I swear. She said it. Honest and true. I wouldn't lie about Paula. Y'all, she's having to close a restaurant. Yeah. I'm going to open me one. FATMAN and BIGMOMMA's. We make you happy. Oh no. Ooh, I can't say that. Copyrighted. Duck Dynasty. I knew I heard it from somewhere. I got to come up with, hey, hon, how's your mom and them? That's going to be the name of our restaurant. Hey, hon, how's your mom and them? That's it. That's what we going to do. That's what we going to do right there. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You heard it here, people. Okay, I've gotten everything bagged up. Like I said, as I got further down, I mean, honey, one of those pork chops was like that thick. One. Okay. These are good sized. So that's why I only did a few. These are so thin. They're like the lunch meat thin. I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag, put them in the freezer. These are for seasoning. It's okay if they stick together. I'm just going to break them apart. But they're to season crap with. All total, hold on, I think I put this up. Like I said, that will be for seasoning. I'll tell them this is what I've bagged up. So, in a way, yes, I'm disappointed. But, it's okay. It's okay. So, we got one. Here is that huge one I was talking about. Look at that. That is one pork chop. Now, if they could do him right, how come they couldn't do that? Just like two. And I did not count. I just put in. I just put in. That one did not quite seal right. We're going to have to redo this buggy over. Yeah, he did not seal good. So, if you have one that you notice does not seal good, but that's 2, 3, 4. So 4 for 10 bucks, I am not going to complain at. I am not going to complain. Nope, I'm not. Well, and 5 if you count this one. We are going to, and I've already pulled out some I'm going to use for tonight. I figured I would just go ahead and cook all these up tonight. They're like mixture, thin. Yeah, none of them are thin, but yeah. But what I'm going to do, here's how you handle. If you notice it did not seal right, guess what, girlfriend? You got to go back. We are going to cut this end off. Okay? Now, we're going to try this one more time. And if it still does not seal, then we're just going to have to get a whole new bag. We'll have to just pull some more off a roll. That's all I got to say. Alright, so let's plug her back in. And we are going to vacuum seal. See, it's vacuuming like it did before. I know that it vacuumed. Oh, we're getting a good grip on her now, Mama. We're getting a good grip. You see that good grip? That's good grip. Can y'all see that? No. Oh, no. Can y'all? Oh, she's just out of range. See that? That's a good seal. And remember, I want to scooch down just a little bit. And we're going to double seal her. Yeah, that's much better. That is much better. If it did not seal right, baby, you undo it and redo it again. That's why I do like to have a little excess. So you can do that if you need to. My sister will cut hers within an inch of their life to save the roll. And I can't tell you how many times it either didn't seal or something happened. So I have learned from her mistakes. And now she does it like I do it. Just go ahead and get you a good bit. They're expensive. You're going to have to buy them anyway. It's okay. It is okay, as they say. Alright, I'm just going to get me one of my little... These plates have been working out great. Oh, I have to show you what the cabinet looks like now. Remember how I had all those other mismatched, mixed up plates? Hold on. Let me wash my hands. I'll be back. Alright, oh, I was talking about I cleaned out my cabinet. Hold on. Here we go. I got y'all on the move yet again. Y'all know you love me. Let's see how we do this. This is how we can do this. Look at here. Okay, this is where all my china was. You remember? All my china is now up there. I did not get rid of it. We will use every bit of it for Sunday dinners if everybody comes. Yes, ma'am. Even if I only have 1 or 2 come. Sunday dinner will be eating on those. You hear me? I forgot about my little French fry. Girl, I got those back, Lord, way back when we were homeschooled, even before then. The kids was little. They was little. And we were, Mama wasn't doing paper plates every day at lunch. Yeah, no, couldn't afford that, no, boo. But I'd take one of these, throw a Scott towel in it. Sometimes it didn't even have a Scott towel. I'd put that sandwich right on in there. And if they have bigger chips, it wouldn't fall through, or carrot sticks, you know what I'm saying? You got what you got, and you didn't pitch fit. These we got at a thrift store, and I'm kicking myself for not buying the whole lot. We got it for 50 cents a piece. And now I wish I had, Lord have mercy, 50 of them. I swear to you I do. Here's my Amazon bowls. Here are my 50-cent Walmart plates. Yes, ma'am. They go in the microwave just fine. You hear me? And then there are some smaller, like Corel plates and my John Deere plates. We'll use those like for lunches. But I did find up at the very top where my dishes are now. This went with my, this goes with my china. This goes with my china. Serving bowl and platter. This is a bowl my grandmother had, and I had the matching platter. And at one of our old churches, I am not going to say which one, but I had the little matching plate like this. This went with that same set. But the plate, the platter, the other platter had these flowers embossed on it. And she insisted that that was her grandmother's plate. And I'm like, I beg to differ with you, baby. I got the bowl that matches at home. Well, I ain't gonna fight with nobody up at the church over a platter. She got the platter. Me and Jesus knows who's right and who's wrong. This is a good heavy. This is what you used to get your meals on if you went for lunch. Well, now this would be more of a breakfast plate or a kid's plate, really, because it's so little. But heavy. Oh, my Lord, have mercy, that thing's heavy. And then my little Corel, my Corel plate. Don't put this joker in the microwave. It's all fun and games till you do. We had the French white. Were they Corel? What were they? Yeah, Gibson. We had the French white set. Dishwasher and microwave and oven safe. Gibson. We called it the French white because it seemed like Pyrex or somebody came out with the French white cookware. Anywho, Carolyn had that. No, that was my set. I said Carolyn did it. No, she didn't. That was my set. I think I'm going to leave one of my bigger platters out. We're going to leave this one out to put my pork chops on. Yes. And I might need a bigger one. No. To put my sweet potatoes in. See, if it's like that and you see that little bit of trim, you know you can't put that in the microwave. That was Grandma's stuff. Grandma's stuff didn't go in. We didn't have microwaves with Grandma's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Grandma didn't have no microwave. No ma'am. No ma'am. She was excited she had a slow cooker. You hear me? She didn't have that until the 70s. That first slow cooker that came out, good gravy. Wasn't it brown with mush? No, that was like the second or third one that came out, the one with mushrooms. Anywho, we had the slow roaster. We had the little roaster cooker. Yes, ma'am. It was a whole different entity. It was rectangled, and it had the griddle hot-eye part on the bottom. You could use the bottom as a griddle, or you could put your rectangular part on top of that griddle. Yes, ma'am. We had a roaster, and you could saute your meat in that sucker. Flip it over, and then you could start adding. It was kind of like a mix between a slow cooker and just a roaster. I remember those. I had one. I had gotten one that Grandma had, but Grandma, yeah, it seems like Carolyn had it. I know Grandma didn't buy it. No, Grandma did not buy. No, don't you buy nothing that's gonna shorten your. Now she did have a pressure cooker. She swore by that thing. Because she could take the toughest cut of meat that butcher had. She'd pressure cook it. honey, it'd be just as good. Oh my gosh. And it'd shut Carolyn up. She'd be like, why'd you buy this? You know it's gonna be tough as all wet leather. If you ever heard the phrase, tough as wet leather. Don't ask me what wet leather is, but it's evidently tough. And honey, Grandma be done cooked it in that pressure cooker, and it would just melt in your mouth. And I was sitting there. I know now what I should have been thinking. Choke yourself on it. Carolyn, for saying that, my grandma. Okay. This is another reason why you use an apron. You're getting sweaty up in here. Okay, I started this process about, what, 3:30, 3:40, something like that. It is now 5:06. I've gotten all the meat processed and put away. Yay! I will have to get that hamburger meat out and put it in the other freezer. No, yeah. And then the meatloaves, I'll have to bag up the meatloaves. I need to make a note of that right now, because I will forget that. Bag meatloaves. Organize freezer. Okay. All right. So, woohoo! Now, to go do something with these sorry potatoes. I ain't cooking him. He looks bad. He looks real bad. We ain't cooking him. No, we ain't gonna cook him. No. Alright, let me get started on my taters and my squashes and my pork chops. Y'all get to see it. I'm gonna cook y'all a good southern meal now that we've done all this prepping. We're gonna do some cooking. Hold on. Guys, we're getting ready. I'm gonna do my squash and my onions in this big skillet. And then I'm going to do my pork chops and my hoe cakes in this one. I've already got my sweet taters in the microwave. Okay? We're going to get our squash and onion going first. Well, sweet taters are too. But we're going to get our squash and onion going first, because it ain't going to take a flip of a second for these blessed pork chops to get done. You know what I'm saying? Here's some of that bacon we just did up. We're going to stick that in our little skillet here. Let's give it a couple of pieces. You know, we got enough. We ain't got to be stingy, okay? Now, if it comes down you only have 1 pound, you're stingy, Mama. You're stingy. You only need about 2 pieces to season. Technically, you can go get your bacon grease, but we're going to do it like this. Did y'all know they sell liquid gold? Have y'all ever tried? I did not know that. Honey, I did not know. I saw it, somebody using it on TikTok or something. Girl, let me raise y'all up, because I don't think y'all understand. Big Mama discovered. Tell me when this came out, because sweet Jesus in heaven, I want to know. When can you start buying bacon grease in the store? Bacon grease. Now, is it real bacon grease, or is it just a synthetic oil that they put fake bacon in to give it the flavor? I bet you it's fake. I bet you ain't nothing about no real bacon. I bet you. I seen somebody on the top have it. And girl, honey, I never had a heart attack. He had that little tub of bacon up, or whatever it was called. Shoot. Where'd you get that? Your grandma done put a label on it other than a parquet margarine container? Honey, We had Cool Whip containers. You could be guaranteed none of them, not near one of them, had Cool Whip in them. Okay? You'd open up your fridge and you would see butter tubs. You would see Cool Whip tubs. You would see all kinds of tubs, and you could be guaranteed not one of them held what it said it did. It was like a scavenger hunt, if she told you, go get me the butter. Because, girl, you're looking at every butter container in there. Ain't no butter. You found last week's mac and cheese. You found last week's collards. God help us. There was always beets in that refrigerator. Why? She insisted. I know. She was looking out for our health. It's supposed to be good for you. But she would do, every week she had like a system. But Grandma was smart. They were the first meal planners. If you think about it, your grandmama was the first meal planner. But hers went more like this. I'm going to step out to the garden and I'm going to see what's ready. And guess what we're going to have for supper? What's ready in that garden. That's how Grandma meal planned. Only thing she needed to know was the meat. Bo said his mama could not stand it because they had chickens. She had a chicken coop in the back. They would get the eggs, and every once in a while, he'd get a hankering, especially, she'd do it, especially like Sunday dinners, she would do it. But he would get a hankering for fried chicken. Honey, that woman, I tell you, Jesus. You up in heaven now, Mama, and I gotta tell. Grandma, I know you up there with her, and I'm gonna have to say it, and you're just gonna have to unlike me about it for just a little bit. You'll get over it. Mama, honey, her fried chicken. Oh my sweet Lord, Hannies have mercies. And she would show me, she wouldn't buy pieces and parts, not for a long time, even after me and Bo got married. No ma'am, no self-respecting Southern woman bought cut up chicken pieces. What you doing? Not through this household you ain't. No ma'am. She'd buy a whole chicken. Yes ma'am, she would. And she would cut that booger up, and it had to soak overnight in buttermilk, okay? Once you got them pieces and parts cut up. Honey, and she showed me and showed me and showed me. I know she got frustrated with me because I never could figure it out. She knew how to pop them joints where it made a perfect thigh. You had 2 thighs, 2 drumsticks. You had 2 breasts, you had 2 wings, you had a back, and you had a pulley bone, which was the joint bone between the 2 breasts. That's the pulley bone. That was the prime meat right there. Prime meat. Oh yeah. That's what everybody, well, I say everybody fought over. Carol and John, Bo's brother and sister, they'd fight over the damn back. The back. Now it has some meat on it, but let's face it, not much. It was the crispies, and that was where they insisted, that's where the flavor was. No, I ain't gonna be sucking on no back piece. Thank you very much. No. See, it had a job. It held the chicken together. No. I know the legs, the drumsticks, they had a job. They helped that little sucker run. But that was okay. It's not like it was an organ. Organs, no. If you eat an organ, something's wrong with you, boo. Go to a doctor and get yourself checked, okay? I know they didn't throw nothing away back then, but no. Mama would rather eat the grass the chickens were eating than eat an organ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. I'm cutting up my onion to go with my squashes. My squash was gifted to us from the neighbors across the street. This peacock, the one that takes Carol Beth art. They are out of art for the month of August. Carol Beth will be so glad when they go back, and I know Miss Betty will too. Bless her heart. Y'all pray for her. Her name's Miss Betty. Her husband has Alzheimer's. Bo Sutton, y'all please pray for Bo Sutton. We need to put these two on prayer chain. here's what we're going to do. We're going to pray for Bo Sutton. She watches. She's a subscriber. She is a very good friend of mine now. I call you that anyway, Bo. I will. You're going to name and claim it. Y'all, honey, I loved it when I first saw her. She had purple hair. She is the coolest grandma you would ever meet. Honey, she went and got a tattoo. And she was on up there in age when she did this. I guess her husband, he couldn't stop her, so. But y'all pray for her and Miss Betty, the lady across the street. Their husbands both have Alzheimer's dementia real bad. I know Bo Sutton has been dealing with his health problems for quite some time now. Quite some time. And it's gotten worse. And just pray for her. And Miss Betty too, bless her heart. She can't get any sleep because he gets up during the middle of the night and he wanders. And he is real bad about during the day. If he sees her go like to the restroom or something, he knows he's got enough sense to know when he can sneak off. Okay? But everybody on our block, roughly, knows if he gets out, you just, hi, Mr. Buddy. You want to walk with me? I need to walk. And I'm scared to walk by myself. So let's walk and enjoy this nice day. And we'll turn him around and we'll either bring him on in and call her and let her know we've got him. He's going to sit for a spell. Or we'll take him on back home. And if he's not ready to go in, we don't go in. We stand out there with him just talking. Don't you want to go sit in the screened-in porch? Mr. Buddy, we'll go around. We'll go sit down. We can talk out there. How about that? Because that got a screened-in porch too. Let's screened-in porches, girl. Yes, ma'am. Front door, back door, both got screens. You know what I'm saying? Yes. All right. So, I'm just stirring my squash around, running my pie hole. Okay. So I just got it kind of doing its thing. My potatoes went off. I'm fixing to go check them here in just a second. I'm seeing I've got a tomato or two that need slicing up. So sliced tomatoes, we gonna make us a Sunday meal. Oh, that's what I was saying about Bo's mom. Honey, her fried chicken, raise it to the heavens. I know that's what God's got her up in heaven doing now. She's frying chicken and making hoe cakes. You hear me? Or cornbread. Her cornbread, girl, notorious. You hear me? Notorious. Again, I tried. My maid tried. She tried teaching me cornbread. I swear to you, her fried chicken, it was the pan. We all believe it was that skillet. And now Bo's sister Carol has that skillet, and she probably ain't never fried the first chicken in it. Carol, I need to know, you used it? I do have her tea pitcher up here. The pot that she made tea in. Southerners, hey, that is heaven right there. If you've got your grandmama's or your mama's old tea pitcher, that is what she boiled tea in. And there was a little one, I don't know what she did with that one, but she'd have that tea steeping in that little boiler, and you do not, you ask somebody down here in the South, do you wash your tea boiler? What? What? No. No, just like you don't wash cast iron, it's seasoned. This. We are going on 4 years. I've had this pan since me and Bo got married. About every 4 years, somebody will throw it in the sink and wash it. That's patina right there, girl. Do you see that? That is seasoning. You don't wash your tea boiler. No, ma'am. And you let your tea bags in it overnight. Yes, ma'am, you do. That's just what you do. Done it my whole life. My grandma did it that way. Her mama did it that way. Well, her mama didn't live long. Bless it. But we're going to get our lid on our squash. We're running our pie hole and I'm using up time. I'm going to go ahead and just put that on there. Like that. And we're going to get our tea going. Tea. Yeah. Notice tea. Down here, you do not go. You want none sweet or sweet. There's only one way you make tea. Okay? You use your old patina boiler. Your pot. You put your tea bags in there. You let it come to a boil. You let it boil for just a few minutes. Oh, honey. Andrew, Brian's first partner, I guess you would say. Yeah. No. No, I didn't have much use for that boy. Did not have much use for that boy, okay? He was always putting Brian down. Pissed me off. Anywho, what we talking about? Tea. Oh, he said we were making tea wrong. Guess where that boy was born? Canada. But guess what his nationality was? Latina. His mama was Latina, and I guess his daddy was Canadian, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how it worked. But he was bougie as all get out. He would tell Brian, behind our backs, that we were just old white trash rednecks. Now, I kind of take that with pride, considering how he acted. Yes, ma'am, I will be a white trash redneck all day long compared to your bougie self, okay? It wasn't hurting my feelings a bit. Hey, psh, now, redneck, I don't like being called a redneck. We country. To me, redneck is, they offend people. They prejudiced. I ain't no redneck. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We are all God's children. Where we go to church, they were talking about, they had gone to visit the Ark in Kentucky. A group of from our church did. And they were telling us about how the trip went. And Delaney, one of our members, was talking about people kept looking at them. And she could not figure out why. Everybody would just kind of stop and stare at that group, our group. We didn't get to go. I would have loved to. That's on my bucket list one day. Anywho, she finally figured it out. Said as they got to going through and they started seeing different church groups. Our church group was the only one that had whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asian. Yeah, we were a melting pot, girl, right there in our group. Our church is a melting pot, and we love it. We love it. Honey, yes ma'am. We will holler out hallelujah, amen all day long. Now we ain't Episcopalian or Presbyterian. Who is it that goes crazy? Yeah, we ain't quite that far. We ain't quite that far. We don't handle snakes. Now laugh. There are some churches in backwoods South. I kid you not. Used to be a little old white brick country church down one of our dirt roads down there in the holler at farm. Yes, ma'am. You didn't drive past there on a Sunday. You did not. There were so many cars parked out up in there, you couldn't have gotten down the road. Okay? Because there really wasn't nowhere to park beside the dirt road. And they was in snake handling church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They played with them snakes. Because then when they got done with them, guess what they did? They let them out. They let them loose as a goose up and through there. No. See, I got a problem with that. Because my farm be about 4 clicks that way. You hear me? Girl. No. Alright, I can't decide. I was debating about frying these sad pork chops or braising them. I think I'm going to braise them because it ain't going to take 2 parts in the end, okay? If you've never seen braised pork chops, watch quick because it ain't going to take these suckers long, okay? I'm just putting some oil. I'm oiling up my pan. When all else fails, take the little dropper lid off and pour it on in there. I want a good coating of oil. There you go. Oil ain't never hurt nobody. Eat the oil. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. And then I'm going to hush my hole and get to cooking. Well, I'm going to show y'all how to do this. My squash is doing their thing. My tea's doing its thing. We going to scooch on closer. Y'all squeeze in now. Make room for everybody. Nobody smelled. Well, I might. I have been catching a whiff of something. But it's okay. It's okay. Alright, I'm going to turn this eye on. We ain't going to get it scalding hot. I should have got my cast iron skillet. Hot diggity dog. Well, I already got my grease in this one now. There you go, Junior. There you go. Alright, what are we going to season these puppies in? I got ranch. That's fish seasoning. I don't want that. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all, if you ever find this at your store, yes, sir. And it don't take much. It's salty. It is salty. And if you ever have a hog done, don't you tell them you want salted pork. Don't do it. Honey, that will be the saltiest crap you ever put in your pie hole. Nasty. Nasty. My stepdad did that 1 year that we had some of our hogs processed. He was like, yeah, let's get a smoked one. Crazy fool. That was the nastiest. Alright, so what I'm going to do, we're getting kind of hot. I say we are. Don't tell me my eye's going out too. So far, my eyes have been working. It's the oven that's kind of shot. And Bo says he's going to have my new one. I don't know if I've told y'all that or not. I think I did. We were blessed by a lady and her husband at church. His son goes around like apartments and rental houses and stuff, and he cleans them out. Well, the stuff that they get out, they either have the choice of keeping in a warehouse that he pays for, or he'll junk it if it's junk. You know, he'll just go ahead and toss it. Ooh, I need to put some salt and pepper in this. Anywho, I'm going to keep talking. I'm salting and peppering my squashes. You want a lot of pepper in your squash. You just do. Ask your grandma. She'll tell you I'm right. A lot of black pepper in that squash. Yeah, you can't over pepper. There's my squash. See it with all that pepper? Yeah, baby. We're going to put that lid back on. We're going to let it stew. It stews. Anywho, what was I talking about? Lord have mercy. What were we discussing? It was important. Everything I say is important. Aren't you listening? What were we talking about? We were talking about churches. Talked about my May's fried chicken. I forgot what road we were going down then. Whew. Did it get warm in here to y'all? I don't know. I don't know where I left off, but we're going to hush now, because, alright, we are going to look through. I'm looking for the thick ones, because they need to cook first. Yeah, we're just going to lay him in there. I did have to rinse a few off because they had tallow on them. I think I've explained that before, but for you new ones, if you've ever opened some meat, and usually it has to be like home done meat or processed meat from a processor, you know. But if they take good care, they will rinse it before they get it to you. But it will be where if you have like that gritty white stuff, it's just where they have cut it, you know, through the slicer. They made chops or whatever out of it. And that beef tallow, it is where the bones get cut, and some of that bone grist, you know, it makes like a fiber, a little gristle, not really gristle, I don't know. It makes a little powder on it. If you've ever seen white powdery stuff on your pork chops, just wash it off, baby. It's okay. It's just from where they cut it. That's all. It ain't gonna hurt you. It's all right. Okay, tea, squash. We were talking about something, though. Let me get these chops going. You're just gonna let them stay in there. I cranked it up a little bit. But we're going to let them braise, and it won't take long to braise them. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay, this is what you talk about braising. I had to drain that grease off. It has been a hot minute since I've braised pork chops, okay? Do not put grease in your hand. Do not do as I did, do as I say. If your nose it will stick, especially if you're a non-stick pan, do not grease it. If you think it might stick, maybe grease it just a little bit, but not much. You don't want much liquid in there. That's my problem. These are so thin, they're done, but they aren't brown like I want them. You want that little brown crust. It's going to make a brown that when it gets to that point, if it still hasn't started browning up just a little bit, it ain't going to take much because these are little. Just pour you a little bit of water. See that brown liquid? Alright, that's going to crust your pork chops. Okay? You want that. You want that. That's what's going to be that flavor. As what's her name said, Flav. See how that turned that brown? That's what you're wanting, because that is where your flavor be, girl. Let's see. He needs to flip back over for a little bit. But yeah, these are almost done. Like I said, technically it should have only taken 2 turns. Like 2 minutes on each side, seriously, and these would have been done. So we're going to go ahead and take them up. We're going to put him over there. He needs to brown up just a little bit. He's got some meat on him, so we're going to let him do his thing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, now, like I said, I'm digging through and I'm finding the thicker ones. He's pretty thick. Hey, baby girl. Hey. Is your dad home yet?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I keep in the door. That's you and Millie Jane going out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going out like a good girl, huh?
Well, we only went peeking.
Well, that's better than nothing. That's better than nothing.
That was earlier today.
Well, I found some ring. Well, Hazel did a lot of it in the laundry. I do not know what has gotten into Hazel's crazy butt, but she thinks she cannot go outside and she can go to the bathroom up in my house. In my house. No, baby girl, it don't work that way. You're going to take your little butt outside. All right, I've got one that's like super thin. We're just going to go ahead and throw him in. And he will take 2 seconds to flop around. We're going to get that bone off. Just enough that it's going to make that liquid, that brown. See? That's just going to be, that might be a Millie Jane piece right there. That might become a Millie Jane piece. So let me get these done, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, I don't know what I did, but here we go. Look at my kitchen sink. This is what Grandma's kitchen would look like on a Sunday. Yes, ma'am. And the way she would do it so you wouldn't know. Ooh, I get my skillet way too hot. Hold on. Ooh, that's hot. I wanted it hot, but darn. That's hot. Okay, for hoe cakes, got my cast iron skillet out. My grandmother would have my hide if I tried it without my cast iron. Okay? Okay. Alright. Buttermilk. But I never, ever, 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 ever buy buttermilk. Okay? It just don't happen. We do not have that luxury. Okay. So you take your whole milk, and I poured some lemon juice, just 1 cupful of lemon juice. And you can tell it's starting to clabber, or sour as they call it. I'm going to pour my corn mix in there, and you use either the buttermilk cornmeal mix, self-rising. That is what you're looking for, boo. Self-rising. Okay? Carol Beth, are you okay? Okay, you salt it. That's what I usually forget is salt. And you can even add just a couple of dashes of pepper. Alright, you're going to stir this up. Notice I did not measure squat. But I can tell by looking. We are, let me turn that off. We are definitely going to need more cornmeal. So we're just going to shake off some. I had a big container, and I got to where I wasn't making hoe cakes like I used to. I just got out of the habit. I got lazy. Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I had an actual true that I cooked southern meal. You know what I'm saying? I got way too much milk. But that's alright. That is okay. Now watch, I'm going to have way too much cornmeal. And I had played that game before. Going back and forth. Going back and forth with it. She is still trying to get that dog to go out to go potty.
Well, she ran to the door.
Well, take her out. Every time she goes to that door, you throw her out. She's smaller than you. Show her who's boss. Who's the boss?
I am.
There you go. Show her.
Okay, we're all going out.
Everybody out. I'll be like my grandma. Get your heinies out. Get your heinies out. Alright. I had taken my skillet and I put where I had my pork chops. I'll show y'all the other here in just a minute. I've got to get this thing off. There we go. Alright, and we're going to need a little bit more oil than that, girlfriend. We're going to need a little bit more oil. I ain't even going to bother with the sprayer. We're just going to pour. Not much. You want just enough to kind of coat the bottom. And see how it's splashing? If you've been here long enough, you are going to know of what I'm about to say. You have two ways of testing if your skillet's hot. I know mine's hot because it's splattering like that. You want that splatter, okay? It's not splattering and you aren't sure if it's done or not. I need to work that down just a bit. See, I told you we're going to play this back and forth liquid and solid game. You want almost thick, a little bit thicker than, well, about like waffle mix. You want it about the consistency of a waffle mix. And I meant you could throw egg in it. I meant to put an egg, but it's okay if you don't. It'll be alright. You can take a wooden whatever, stick at the bottom. See how that bubbles? Do you see those bubbles around that? See how it's bubbling? That lets you know it's hot. Now, the true grandma way, as long as you are not taking it somewhere and you are not having company, okay? No company and you ain't taking it. Here's how to test. I spit in it. Yes, ma'am, I spit in my grease. That is how you tell if your grease is hot enough. You hear me? You spit in it. What's the matter now, girlfriend?
Now they're looking at me like, hey, you woman.
Are they all out?
Nope.
So, okay, what's your problem?
I tried getting Doris to the door. But
Okay, Doris is old. Leave her alone. Doris is old. She's okay. Alright. We're going to let this, it's going to bubble up and dry. The top of it, you want the top of it dry. Just like if it was a pancake. Okay? I'm going to need me another platter. It's good meal if you need more than one platter, Mama. Good meal, Tater. Good meal. Good meal. I'm actually putting stuff on platters. Usually, if y'all know me, we just serve out of the bowl of which it was cooked. I'm not going to serve up my squash. And some Southerners actually do a true come sit your honey down at my table and we going to partake of our food. And then others will let you go through like a line. Here, we go through like a line. Yes, sir. One time, yeah, well, it was Andrew that made the comment, you're supposed to serve it from the table. Baby, I've been doing this 40-something years. See that? There is you a hoe cake. That right there. That right there. See this one right here? You want them to kind of bubble up real good. And you can tell if you're fixing to need to add some more grease. I got a little bit more mix. I might have to add a little bit more grease. But that's all you do, boo. It's your cornmeal, self-rising cornmeal mix or self-rising stone ground cornmeal. See, there's no oil under that. So we are going to have to put some more oil under that. You've got to have it in your oil or it won't do. Won't do right, Junior. Think about if you were trying to flip pancakes and you had no oil in your skillet. Girl, could you imagine? Here we use oil, we use bacon grease, we use butter. And if you can find it in a little box, marked lard. Yes, I said lard. Or you can use Crisco. What was it on the help? If your husband gets stuck, use Crisco. Door squeaks, Crisco. Fried chicken, Crisco. Your knees hurt from arthritis, Crisco. Your man won't shut up, Crisco. You hit him with the can, because back then they were not aluminum, they were metal cans, big old metal cans. And they were heat proof, so when you got done with your grease, you kept your empty can. You would empty your can. And you would have 3 Crisco cans on your countertop. One was for grease that you could do vegetables in. One was specifically for meat like chicken or pork chops. The other one was for fish. There you go. And by the time you used either for your veggies or your meat, before you used it up and threw it out, you used it for your fish. That was last go round. Or if you used it for fish, you didn't use it for nothing else but fish. But yeah, I can remember Grandma saying, all right, my fish grease is about full. We need to have some fish. And her container would be full. So we would have to have fish so she could get her container used down some. Yeah, so that needs that. Now I've got my eye turned down pretty good. You want to make sure that your cornmeal is done in the middle. It's all fun and games till you're biting some raw cornmeal. I'm going to flip this one over so that little bit that I drip. Alright, come on you. I don't know what your problem is. You ain't wanting to do right, so we're just going to go ahead and take you out. You don't want to play nice. Now you playing pretty good. Let's see you over here. What we doing? What we doing? Oh yeah, we good. We good. Alright, we need oil. Oh, Mama. Hazel, you need to move, bug. I don't want this grease popping on you, girlfriend. Alright, I've got my pork chops in my oven. Yes, it don't work, but it warms it up. I mean, it won't cook it, but it will keep it warm. So, there you go. That's where we stand as far as that goes. This is hoe cakes. See if this one's cooled off. It's still hot, but see? It's, all it is fried cornbread. That's all you got to think of. You fried your cornbread, okay? That's all that is fried cornbread, okay? Now, I've got my sweet potatoes that, yes, I did cook in the microwave. But we're going to peel them, and I'm going to put them in this container, in this cornerware Pyrex Anchor Hocking dish I cooked them in. And we're going to butter them and do a little bit of brown sugar. Yeah. Okay, here's my plate. These are my pork chops. Let's see if we can fix this. Y'all don't need to be... I've got you on my tripod. Actually, you don't need to be to see my plate. But we're going to work with it. Okay, see, this is... See how that's brown? That's not... You're looking for that brown. Some did, some didn't. There's my sweet potatoes once I peeled them and mashed them and put butter in them. Here's my squash, zucchini and yellow squash. And I did add that one onion I cut up. It was cooked in bacon. And then here is my hoe cake. And this is what inside my hoe cake looks like. That right there, that's what you want. So, that is a country southern soul. Ain't it, Carol Beth?
Yep.
That country supper.
Yep.
Oh, I know what I was talking about when I said I forgot what I was talking about. Our church. The reason they were staring at our church group, We were the only, oh, I think I said that. We were the only church that had the mixed melting pot. And we love our church that way. I can't imagine why people do churches the other way. I can remember as a teenager being at a Baptist church, I'm not going to say which one, being at a Baptist church, and some sweet black family came up, and they were parking, and they were getting ready to get out, and we were going to, you know, we were going from Sunday school to the sanctuary, and I was one of the first few out. Lisa was behind me. You know, we were coming out. Honey, the deacons pushed us out of the way, told us to go back in. And we stood there and we heard what they said. Now, we think you are in the wrong spot. The black church is on down that road. I mean, they stopped them in their tracks. I have never in my life, and it had to have been like 1979, 1980. Easy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Honey, they run them off. OFF off. The church we go to now, we are embracing you with open arms. We'll go and knock on your door. We'd love for you to come join us at our church. We've got Hispanics in our neighborhood. I'm going to start inviting them. We've got blacks in our neighborhood. Guess what? We're going to invite them. Yes, ma'am. We're going to have to wind up getting another van to haul some youngins in from our neighborhood. Just saying. All right, so we're eating our supper. How's your pork chop? Is it good or is it tough as wet leather?
Good.
Okay, she says good. Bye, Hines.